I died. But the most astonishing thing was this: death was only the beginning. You think you understand this world, don't you? You think you know reality, the things you can see, touch, and feel? Now imagine this. What if everything you thought you knew was merely a thin veil, hiding a universe far more magnificent than you could ever imagine? A universe where every thought, every heartbeat, every ounce of pain is a river of energy woven together into an endless symphony. The day I died in that accident, I didn't just leave my body behind. I was hurled out of everything I believed to be real. And on the other side, I encountered something beyond the reach of words, the blueprint of the universe, the doorway into the quantum field. Have you ever wondered, why are we here? Are we truly small and insignificant? Or have we simply forgotten the real power that lies within us? I used to believe I was nothing more than a random creature, a speck of dust drifting through a cold, indifferent universe. But I was wrong. We are not accidents. We are not victims. We are forgotten light. And the story I'm about to share with you, it's not a legend. It's not a dream. It is a code etched deep within your very soul, waiting to be awakened. But before I could reach that hidden truth, I had to endure a moment so rare, only 1 in a million ever survives to speak of it. Are you ready to step through that invisible doorway with me? Before the storm hit, I lived like everyone else, or at least that's what I believed. I had a steady job, good friends, and a beautiful home tucked away in a quiet suburban neighborhood. From the outside looking in, everything seemed perfect. A packed work schedule, weekend parties, polite smiles, and countless toasts masking a truth no one dared to speak out loud. Inside me, there was a hollow space, a vast emptiness that no achievement, no relationship, no luxurious getaway could ever fill. Day after day, I chased invisible goals, trying harder, working longer, earning more. But the harder I ran, the farther I drifted from myself. I traded my identity for acceptance. I handed over my heart for fleeting likes and passing glances of admiration. Have you ever felt that way? The harder you try, the more exhausted you become. The more you achieve, the emptier you feel. There were nights when I would stare into the dark ceiling and wonder, is this all there is? What am I even living for? But by morning, I would throw myself right back into the grind. Because I was afraid. Because I was lonely. Because I didn't know if I had any other choice. And then, on that fateful afternoon, as I drove my car down that quiet suburban road, no one could have guessed that in just the blink of an eye, everything would change forever. And it was in that very moment, as my car spun out of control, when I thought I had lost everything, that I finally found what I had been unconsciously searching for my entire life. You won't believe what was waiting for me on the other side of that collision. That afternoon, the sky hung gray, as if dusted with a thin layer of ash. The wind blew in soft, occasional gusts, yet there was something strange in the air, a chilling stillness that threaded its way beneath the steady hum of my engine. I was driving alone, down a road I knew by heart. The signs, the treetops, the little houses lining the street, all of it blurred together like watercolor paintings slowly melting away. In that moment, I wasn't thinking about work, or bills, or deadlines, or expectations. All I could think was, hurry, I'm running late. I pressed down harder on the gas pedal. The speedometer crept up, 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. And then, bam! It all happened in a flash. A truck ahead slammed on its brakes. I jerked the steering wheel instinctively. The tires lost their grip. My car skidded sideways across the pavement like a bullet gone off course. The screeching of tires, the deafening crunch of metal, the shattering of glass rained down like a sudden storm. The chaotic pounding of my heart inside my chest. The car flipped. Once, twice, 3 times. Time fractured. Each second stretched out like an entire lifetime. I felt myself being hurled upward, slammed downward, flipped over and over, drowned in the howling force of gravity. And then, all at once, everything went silent. I opened my eyes and saw myself, my body limp among the wreckage, my head slumped lifelessly to one side. A deep, dark stain of blood was spreading across my shirt. I was floating above it all, like a ghost. No pain, no fear, only one strange sensation, a feeling of absolute peace. I saw the rescue team rushing toward me. The blaring sirens tore through the air, but the sounds now felt distant, echoing from another world. Had I died, I wondered? And yet, strangely, there was no fear, only a gentle, warm light spreading everywhere around me. This light didn't come from the sun. It didn't come from headlights. It didn't come from any physical source at all. It was flowing from the very fabric of existence itself. I remembered the years I had spent with skeptical eyes, the countless times I had braced myself against the crushing weight of loneliness, the wounds I had hidden beneath a mask of strength. All of it suddenly burst open. I broke down in tears, not from pain, but because, for the first time in my life, I truly felt who I was. They are being moved closer. They didn't speak with words, yet I heard each message as clearly as if it had been spoken aloud. You are not merely flesh. You are light that chose to forget itself, to experience becoming. I trembled. Do you wish to see everything? I nodded. And instantly, a massive quantum gateway unfolded before me. I saw streams of light woven together like a vast web. Each strand was a soul. Each knot was a story. Each point of light is an opportunity, a lesson, a miracle. I was standing before the very blueprint of the universe. And at the heart of that endless web, I saw the blueprint of myself, the me before the wounds, the me before I traded my identity for acceptance, the me as pure as the very first ray of dawn. The light enveloped me like a mother cradling her lost child. Once again, the voice whispered, "It's time to remember." But just as I began to fully embrace the magnitude of it all, a powerful force yanked me backward. The blaring of ambulance sirens pierced the air once more. The sharp smell of antiseptic flooded my senses. Physical pain exploded through every nerve in my body. I opened my eyes. I had returned, but I was no longer the person I used to be. What I witnessed through that quantum gateway changed everything I thought I knew about reality. And this was only the beginning. Are you ready to discover what comes next? I thought I had woken up, returned to the old world, but I hadn't. I had only passed through the first layer. When my eyes opened again, it wasn't the cold white ceiling of a hospital that I saw, but a sky woven from pure light. No shapes, no gravity, no time. Only countless streams of light, weaving, moving, dancing, whispering. Each ray carried a melody, a story, a memory. I stood amid a cosmic web where every thought, every soul, every breath was connected by invisible quantum threads. An ocean of light so breathtakingly beautiful, no words could ever fully capture it. The familiar voice echoed once more. "Daniel, this is the quantum field, the place where all life begins, the place where every soul holds its original blueprint." I looked up. One of the strands of light began to weave itself into a clearer shape, a vast circle like a great wheel of light. At its center, a brilliant point of light pulsed like the beating heart of the universe. "Do you want to see your blueprint?" I nodded without hesitation. Instantly, the streams of light twisted and spun, forming the shape of me, but not me as I knew myself in the flesh. It was me in my purest form, a being created entirely from light and love. I saw. The innocence of the child I once was untouched and unbroken. The gifts I was born with never fully blossomed because of fear and pressure. The lessons I had chosen to experience, both the pain and the triumph. The soul connections, those I had loved, those I had hurt, those I owed, and those I had wronged. All of it appeared before me, clear as streams of light woven together. And I understood. Nothing is truly random. No one enters our lives by accident. Every wound, every smile, every embrace had already been inscribed in the blueprint of our souls long before we ever set foot into the game of life. The being of light whispered, "Every soul is born carrying a perfect blueprint, a pure frequency of love. But as they grow up in the material world, souls often lose themselves in exchange for acceptance, for survival. That is why humans suffer. That is why humans forget who they truly are." I trembled. I saw all the times I had told myself I'm not good enough. All the times I chose silence over speaking my truth. All the times I tried to fit into a mold society had created for me. I had traded away pieces of my light just to survive. "But everything can be restored," the voice continued. "Every time you forgive, every time you love, every time you live true to yourself, you are calling those lost pieces of light back home." I broke down in tears. Not tears of regret, not tears of fear, but tears because for the first time I realized I could be whole again. Suddenly, the streams of light around me began to shift and change. I saw vivid images appear. A child shrinking in fear as they were being scolded. A man smiling helplessly in the middle of a cold, indifferent crowd. An elderly person is lying alone in an empty room. All of them were me in different lifetimes. Each time I chose love, chose forgiveness, chose patience, I saw the light within them grow brighter. Each time I chose hatred, chose fear, chose to give up, I watched that light dim. You did not come into the material world to learn how to succeed. You came to remember that you are loved, to live as light within the darkness. I looked at myself, my being of light, and silently made a vow. I will remember. I will live worthy of my original blueprint. The light around me burst open, and I felt myself become one with everything, and everything became one with me. But this truth is not just for me, it is for all of us, for you. And the journey to awaken that soul power begins with one very small change. Would you like to know what it is? If you think realizing you are light is enough, then you have not yet truly understood. Knowing who you are is only the beginning. Letting go of who you thought you were, it is where the real pain and the real transformation begin. As the light exploded around me, as I merged into the endless currents of energy, I thought I had found salvation. But then, from deep within, something else stirred, the cry of the ego. It would not surrender so easily. I heard the familiar whispers, "You are not worthy. You will fail. You cannot survive without the approval of others." Those words, they weren't spoken by anyone else. They were the echoes of my voice, the things I had repeated to myself over the years I spent on earth. They were invisible chains binding my soul, the ghosts I thought I had left behind. I writhed in the vast darkness within the quantum field. No more beings of light, no more interconnected web, only me and my most primal fear. I was dissolving. No name, no form, nothing left to cling to. Only a cold, endless void, where everything I had ever believed to be me was falling away piece by piece. I had died once again, but this time the death did not come from my body. It came for the ego, that small, frantic self desperately clinging to existence. In that thick, suffocating darkness, I heard a question rise gently, yet sharp as a blade. If you had no job, no name, no one to love you, nothing left to prove, what would remain? I couldn't answer, because all my life I had identified myself with the roles I played. The successful one, the kind one, the strong one. Without those labels, who was I? I didn't know. And it was in that not knowing that I began to fall freely. I fell through thousands of layers of memory, the moments of failure, the moments of betrayal, the moments when I abandoned myself. I saw the fractures within my soul. I saw the fear passed down through generations like invisible baggage. I saw the lies I had once believed, that I wasn't good enough. I had to earn love by sacrificing who I truly was. And then, at the very bottom of the abyss, when there was nothing left to hold on to, I let go. I stopped fighting. I stopped resisting. I stopped trying to fix myself. I simply surrendered. In the stillness, I whispered, "If the only way forward is to dissolve, then let me dissolve into light." And in that very moment, a wave of pure love erupted from deep within me. Not from outside, not from any other being, but from the primal heart of my being. I realized I didn't have to be worthy to be loved. I didn't have to be perfect to be accepted. I didn't have to exist according to anyone else's expectations. I was loved simply because I existed. From within the dark void, a tiny point of light flickered like a firefly in the dead of night. It called to me. It whispered, "Now, come home." And from the ashes of the ego, a new flame began to rise. But the journey back to true soul power would bring lessons deeper than anything I had ever imagined. Are you ready to embrace your rebirth? I opened my eyes. No more darkness, no more fear. Only a gentle light wrapping around me, like a mother's arms cradling a child awakened from a terrible dream. The hospital came into view, blurry through a veil of mist. Machines beeped in a steady rhythm. The sharp scent of antiseptic filled the air. And yet, for the first time in my life, I felt no fear, no sense of loss, no pain. I felt gratitude. With every beep of the ventilator, I knew I still had a chance to love again. I still had time to heal, to give, to truly live. With every sharp pulse of pain through my body, I knew I was alive. I had been given the gift of the chance to begin again, this time with an awakened heart. I closed my eyes, and for the first time, my mind was no longer filled with the question, "What must I do to be loved?" Instead, there was only a gentle whisper, "Live as light, even if the world sometimes forgets it was ever made of light." The day I left the hospital, rain was raining. Cool raindrops kissed my skin, soaking into every cell. I lifted my face toward the sky, letting each drop shatter gently across my cheeks. I was no longer in a hurry, no longer running away, no longer straining to succeed. I walked slowly through the rain, like a stranger stepping into the world for the very first time. And I made a vow to myself. I will never again betray the blueprint of my soul. From that day forward, my life changed. No, not in the way you might think. I didn't suddenly win the lottery. I didn't become a famous star. Quite the opposite. I chose to live more lightly, more sincerely, more quietly. I turned away from things that merely glittered on the surface. I sought out the things that touched the heart in silence. I began to listen, truly listen to the people around me. I placed my hand on the shoulders of those who were hurting, not to heal them, but to remind them they were already light. I felt a connection, not through words, but through energy. Sometimes a single sincere glance is enough to stir another soul awake. I realized every smile I offered was a code of light activated within the quantum field. Every act of kindness I planted became a new point of light on the soul's map. Every time I forgave, I was stitching up the fractures of the world. Over time, others who shared the same frequency found their way to me. Not because I was greater than them, but because our hearts beat in the same rhythm. We didn't create doctrines. We didn't preach. We simply lived like seeds of light, rekindling the memory of the magnificent origin we all carry within us. At night, when everything grows quiet, I often find myself looking up at the sky, whispering to the being of light who once guided me. I remember, I know, and I will live as light until my very last breath. You know something? You have a blueprint too. You carry that seed of light within you. You don't have to go through death. You don't have to be shattered. You can awaken now. And to unlock that soul power, there is only one thing you need. One simple secret that will change the way you see life forever. Are you ready to hear this final message? Do you remember the question I asked at the very beginning? Did you know you are carrying a perfect blueprint and have unconsciously lost your way from it? Now I have the answer. And I want to share it with you not through theory, but through this heart. A heart that once was broken and has been born again. Here's the secret. You don't need to become anyone else. You don't need to race to prove your worth. You don't have to wait for a crisis, an accident, or a near-death experience to remember, because you have always been light. All you need to do, let go of what you are not. Let go of the fear of rejection. Let go of the need to please others. Let go of that small voice in your head that keeps whispering, "I'm not enough." Return to your pure blueprint, the blueprint from which you were born to love, to live like a free-flowing river within the vast ocean of life. You ask me, how do I begin? The answer is so simple it almost feels laughable. Just one breath. One intentional breath. One moment where you pause, close your eyes, and remember, I am light. I am in love. I am a part of the universe that is loving me right now. You don't have to wait any longer. You don't have to transform your entire life overnight. You only need to remember one moment at a time. When you choose forgiveness over resentment, you are redrawing a piece of your soul's blueprint. When you embrace your pain with compassion, you are reactivating a stream of pure energy. When you live true to yourself, even when the world forgets who you are lighting up an entire part of the quantum field. I had to die to learn this, but you don't have to die. You only need to awaken, right here, right now. So I ask you, will you keep chasing what was never truly yours? Or will you pause, take a deep breath, and step into the light you have always belonged to? That decision has never felt closer, and never been more important than it is right now. If this story has touched some corner of your heart, please leave me a comment, even if it's just a word, a symbol, or a feeling. Because every share from you is not just a message, it's a signal of light sent into the quantum field, connecting souls who are awakening together on this journey. And if you feel you've found a place to come home, a place that reminds you that you are not alone on the path of rediscovering yourself, please follow this channel. There are many more journeys ahead where we will remember together, heal together, and shine together, like stars in the night sky. See you on the next journey.